Powder Mountain is the largest ski resort in the United States. We have 7,500 acres. We have seasonal employees from starting with 30 full-time year-round employees and going to 300 seasonal employees, gearing up about the last part of October to the first part of November. So we grow really rapidly in our employees. The problem that we had before we started using COMPMinder was the lack of follow-through, lack of follow-up. Claims would be submitted, it would take several days to get the paperwork turned in, and then it would be follow-up, just following up with the employee, following up with their doctor, following up with workers' compensation. So COMPMinder has really kind of pulled that all together and really tightened that up. Claims are getting reported within 24 hours. Follow-ups are getting done within 48 hours, and then of course COMPMinder gives you the 72-hour notice, and then the weekly reminders about returning to work, light duty, stuff like that. So COMPMinder has really, really increased our efficiency on the resort and cutting down the lack of time that we had in the long periods of time that went throughout the whole process. Before COMPMinder came on, our EMOD rating was rather high. It affected the lost time of work, how quickly we've gotten employees back to work, how quickly we've got a case manager on the case. And since COMPMinder has been installed and we're using it on a regular basis, that has cut our EMOD down quite substantially. Lost time from work has been cut in half. The time that it took to get a case manager on the case is fairly quickly. We can take a look at it within 48 hours and decide whether that needs to have a case manager immediately, or if it's something that is a simple injury that's going to take only a week or two to remedy the situation. Other than saving us money, I think the next biggest thing is probably just it makes us focus and stay on top of work injuries. Our entire team is looking out for things that would be of concern at the resort. They're looking out for areas of concern. They're reporting areas of concern. Employees are paying more attention to their surroundings, their areas. They're keeping track of issues that would arise, and we're getting them taken care of quickly. I have to say that those are probably the two biggest things. It's just created a sense of safety and well-being throughout the resort because things are getting done in a timely fashion. It's not taking up all my time to follow up on a claim. It's fairly simple and done quickly, so I can focus on other areas. We filed them electronically on our carrier's website. We would submit them when I would get the paperwork, and that was the process. The paperwork I would get would take days, and then it would go through our carrier, and then the carrier would follow up with me within probably a week or two after being filed. We file it with COMPMinder, and within seconds of me submitting that claim, I'm getting an email back saying it has been submitted to the carrier. Within hours, I'm getting another email that's saying, the carrier has accepted this claim, here's the claim number. So it's very quick. It's not this week-long drawn process. So it's really increased the efficiency of how we file claims. Very involved. I was going to say our insurance agent is on top of it. We've had claims that I've had to file over the weekend because we operate 7 days a week, and I'm getting if there's concerns, immediate phone calls, and it's just not a phone call Monday. It's first thing. I had a claim, whereas we had a situation where one of our employees was out of the scope of his line of duty. Had an injury. I filed the claim, and within probably an hour of the claim being filed on COMPMinder, I had a phone call from the agent to discuss the case, whether or not it was covered, whether or not they were within the scope of work. And it actually saved us quite a bit of money on that claim because they were outside of the scope of work, and we were able to catch that quickly and get that claim denied in a timely fashion. COMPMinder is no added work on my part. It's very simple to use, very user-friendly. Once you submit the claim, it's all generated electronically. It's sent to the carrier. From the carrier, then it's just processed, and from there it goes into the 24-hour notice, to the 48-hour notice, to the 72-hour notice. I get an email, which kindly reminds me to follow up with employees, to follow up with the doctors, as well as follow up with workers' comp if there's any concerns.